All right. Another video we're going to look at real quick and dive into for a moment. Oprah was on The View last week, I think maybe the week before, talking about her battles with being overweight. And, well, let's just watch it. I'll just bring it up. We'll just watch it. We'll go from there.
So this is what I wanted everybody to know, that all these years I thought I was overeating. I was standing there with all the food noise, what I ate, what I should eat, how many calories was that, how long was it going to take. I thought that that was because of me and my fault. Now I understand that if you carry the obesity gene, if that is what you have, that is what makes you overeat. You don't overeat and become obese. Obesity causes you to overeat. Obesity causes you to have all of that food noise. And what the GLP-1s have done for me, and I know a number of other people, is to quiet that noise.
Now, you may have caught that already while I was playing that. I like Oprah. I really do. She's done so much for the black community, for the women community, and for everybody, really. She's been a champion for many people over the years. Although I will never forgive her for Dr. Oz. Never forgive her for that, for forcing that clown onto us. And she's doing a major service here being on this episode of The View to talk about GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, like Mounjaro, like we've talked about on this podcast before. And I preach the veracity of that shit all the time, the viability of them, which we, like I said, we've talked about before, helping to crush the stigma on those. But the one thing she says here that I have to take issue with because it's my fucking job and I don't want people to get the wrong idea is she blames her overweight, her being overweight on the obesity gene is what she said. Eating didn't make her obese. The obesity gene made her overeat. Now, there are many different factors that contribute to a person's compulsion to overeat or propensity to take on weight. Our own individual food noise. Like she said, she did mention that. We talked about it before. I talked about it a million times. We're not all built the same there. Some people have a high food noise. Some people have a lower food noise. That signal in your brain that says, you're hungry, you're hungry, you're hungry, even though you might not be hungry. That can come from genetic factors. It can also come from environmental factors. If you grew up not having much access to food and now your brain takes advantage of being in a food-rich environment because there's this subconscious thought that there may be a shortness of food ahead. You'll notice it with drug addicts. A lot of time when drug addicts are in the middle of their addiction, in the depth of it, they don't eat. Because you don't have an appetite when you're tripping balls, when you're high as shit. So a lot of people, when they're in recovery, they will gain weight because their brain, all of a sudden, it craves that food that it hasn't been getting, and it doesn't know when it's going to come again. So that happens. A lot of recovering addicts will gain a lot of weight back. There's mental health issues and trauma links that will cause people to have a propensity to have a higher food drive or overeat for comfort. There's medical factors, injuries, physical disabilities that can contribute to someone's level of weight gain and obesity as well. There's even systemic factors at play here. Where more heavily calorie-dense processed foods are cheaper than healthier options, which tend to keep less financially secure families and individuals from eating healthier diets as well. There is a fit privilege. It does exist. It's expensive eating healthy. It's expensive being fit. And so a lot of people, if they can't afford to eat healthy, that's what other choice do they have than to eat the cheaper, overly processed shit? With all these different factors at play, there's lots of reasons to not feel shame or blame for being overweight, but an obesity gene is not one of them. And the reason that this is so egregious and that I take issue with it so much is because if it's in your genes, there's nothing you can do. You're fucked. It's just how you were made. You are stuck in this predicament and you're stranded in an ocean in a boat without a paddle. And that's not the case. Out of all the issues I just laid out for you, they are all conquerable. They all have a way out. Some harder than others, some more difficult, some actually take a lot of work. Some you got to build systems in your life to conquer, but they are all conquerable. You are not stuck where you're at. You can build those systems and supports in your day and in your life to help you get out of the situation. And it is absolutely yours to do so if you so wish to do it. You have control over your own life. No, I'm not saying it's easy. It's definitely harder for some people. We are not all on the same playing field. We're not all playing starting from the same position. I'm very aware of this, and I talk about it all the time. Some of us definitely have more advantages in this game than others. Like I mentioned before, I have a very low food drive. I eat because I have to fuel up the car. That's it. My wife has a very high food drive. So every bit of weight she loses or muscle she gains, she has to work twice or 3 times as harder than I do to do so. I'm very aware of my fit privilege, and that's why I will never tell someone, you just don't want it bad enough. Like some fucking trainers do. I have heard trainers say that, and it fucking ruins me. Sets a rage in me so much. Like some trainers and influencers, the shit that they say is just, it's not about how bad you want it. If the systems you live in are fighting against you. I guarantee my wife wants it more badly than I do, but we had to build systems for her fitness journey to help her hit the goals she wants to hit. And it is working. It's working. It works for her, and it can work for you. You can reach your goals. You can achieve your fitness dreams. So do not be discouraged thinking it's forever out of reach because you have a mythical obesity gene. Because you can achieve the body and the health markers you've always wanted. But it's going to take not just hard work, but building those support systems in place to help you achieve it. The obesity gene is not a thing. And I'm not going to let you have that out because you can do it. That's how that goes.